Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, do 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 do, Winnie the Pooh. I've got it on this little makeshift deal here. One of these days I'll build something decent. Okay. It just does not want to cooperate at all. There we go. Let's try that. It's because the bed's tilted. I sleep on a tilted bed. Okay. So hope don't fall off there. Let me turn this off. Okay. Starting to warm up a little bit. How y'all doing? Is you doing good? Okay. So I want to let you know. Hey, where's the main phone? What the hell? Hold on a second. Okay, the main phone's up there. Okay, I want to let you know I've been keeping tabs on this thing. And I want to let you know what I have discovered. Okay? So, you know that I do not watch mainstream news. And you can see how it's flooded with this information right here. This particular outfit here is called Live Science. So I don't know how reputable they are, or if they're, a fly by night. But I know that mainstream media is also covering this. It's about the comet that's in the air. I mean, in outer space. And, well, I told you that I don't watch mainstream media. But I did see some clips on here, and it said CNN and Fox 26. I don't know if the thumbnail is fake, okay? Because I don't watch mainstream. And so I would imagine, since every scientist around the world is watching this thing, I would imagine it's probably on mainstream, right? Mainstream news. And so I'm gonna comment on this, on what I think is going on. Okay? Because my opinion has changed completely. The last two videos that I made, I think I made 2 or 3 videos on this topic of this comet that is traveling through space. They discovered it on July 1st of this year, which is 2025. And they've been watching it for a minute. And there's a college university professor who happens to be right here in California, which is, I think, Harvard. That's right by Davis, right? It's right down near Sacramento. Harvard and Davis, I think. I'll double check. But it's right here. So the head honcho for the science division, I forget what his title is. He's an astronomer, I guess is what they call him, for Harvard University. He's the one who's saying this stuff. Okay. And, well, let me check my signal here first. His name is Avi. That's A-V-I. I think it's A-V-I-E, actually, Avi. And so let me just check my signal here. Make sure it's getting out. Okay. Looks like everything's loud and clear. I see some people in the whatchamacallit, so that's good. Okay, so I want to let you know, you few people who are in here, I want to let you know what I think is going on. I think it's a bunch of horse crap. Okay? They're trying to throw the people off the trail of the reptilian shapeshifters because they know that everybody's starting to catch on to the reptilian shapeshifters. They come out with this horse crap. This Harvard professor, who's right here at Harvard, he's saying it's not a comet, it's a technological spacecraft, right? Okay, so you know, the other physicist, I'm thinking they're all extraterrestrials. Okay. All these guys who are watching the stars because they're guarding the stars. They don't want to let the people know what's going on out there. So the reptilian shapeshifters, the extraterrestrials who have been here since day one, have infiltrated all of these positions. So the head honcho who invented string theory, quantum, whatever you call it, quantum mechanics or quantum theory, quantum computing, the guy who invented string theory, his name is Michio Kaku. Okay. And there's a channel, and it'll have 30 different videos only on this comet. Okay. And so Michio Kaku is talking, and you can see it's AI generated, but it has his name on there. So you know that if it wasn't him, he would have called YouTube already and had this channel taken off if it wasn't him. They're all labeled Michio Kaku. Okay, so this guy is saying all this stuff about what it is, and he's repeating Avi. All the stuff that Avi has said, Michio Kaku is reading it through AI, right? Michio Kaku is saying the stuff, and it's stuff that Avi said. So why would they be doing this bullcrap? Why would they be doing that bullcrap? Confusing the people. The people don't know what the hell's going on. They don't pay attention like that. They don't pay attention to the subtleties, the intricacies, the nuances. And so that's why I think they're all in it together. This is a big freaking dog and pony show to take the people's attention away from what David Icke is saying, because it's getting too close. The people are finding out about it. What's written in the book, The Biggest Secret by David Icke. And I also think that David Icke, it may be extraterrestrial himself. It's very complicated, and they're very sneaky. And so I'm gonna go check out and try and find out what David Icke is saying about it. because he's had to have commented on this. So I'm going to go in and do some research and see what he said about it. But I can almost guarantee you it's straight freaking horse crap. Okay? This is to discredit, because I told you through psychology, the people are going to associate this with the extraterrestrials right now that are being identified, who are being exposed, who David Icke calls the reptilian shapeshifters. Because on the 19th, when this thing moves by, they're going to say, oh, it was just a rock, right? It was just a comet. And the people are going to associate that with the people who's been talking about the reptilian shapeshifters. Because even on mainstream media right now, they're talking about extraterrestrials, and this about the extraterrestrials, and they never mention a word about David Icke. When they've got David Icke banned from the two main social medias here in the United States and banned from 30 European countries. Okay? So they are trying to not only hide it, but they're trying to make a subterfuge, trying to send you on a wild goose chase. That's what this is. You know, it must be important if they're going to this extent to do this crap. Now, this comet that's traveling through outer space, it's like on fire, right? That's why it's glowing so bright. You know, if you think about the Enterprise wasn't doing that crap, right? This is a freaking rock going through outer space, just like all the other freaking comets. That's why it's on fire. Okay, so this dude who's saying this, he's obviously one of them. He hates that they are being exposed, the reptilian shapeshifters. Okay, and that's why he's saying all this horse crap. Oh, it's got thrusters on it, and it's a bunch of bull crap. Okay, so not to even mention that the racial ethnicity of the people who tried to silence David Icke, right? The racial ethnicity of these people who absolutely hated David Icke. They were saying, "Oh, you're talking about this is racial hate." Well, he's one of them. Okay, and this is stuff that I just found out yesterday. So I think this whole thing, what they're saying about this, it's the third interstellar thing or object that has entered our galaxy that they've seen. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think they've seen a lot. I think they have been tracking the stuff, the extraterrestrials, and they're guarding it. They're not letting us know what's going on there. They're guarding, they're the gatekeepers. How do you think they've been doing it since day one? Okay. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you for leaving comments. And like I said, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to go in and see what David Icke is saying about that, because David Icke is still on X. Okay. So let's go in there and see what he's talking about. Thanks for leaving the comments. Whoever said hi. Are you that, you know my age, so are you the one who was making that video last night and is freaking disgusting? Or were you just on the live feed? Were you on the live feed on there? Okay, so stay tuned. I'll keep you up to date. I That's as much as I can say without, getting in trouble with defamation of character and all this stuff. But after I found out what was going on, that's when I realized it's a bunch of freaking crap. Why would they go through this much effort to freaking start this bunch of crap that it's a spacecraft, right? They're almost trying to say that it's alive. It's some kind of live entity that's a space traveler, right? And just a bunch of bullcrap. If there was alien technology that advanced, they would have stuff like the Enterprise. The Enterprise didn't drive around freaking lit up on fire, right? Okay, so I'm going to go and do that research right now, see what David Icke has said about this. Like I said, David Icke is still on X. If you guys know how to maneuver your way through X and find out stuff, I don't really use X, right? I use Facebook and YouTube because you can make a video right now and say whatever you want to say to the people. On X, he doesn't leave no video comments, right? So that's why I don't pay attention to X. But I'm going to go in there and try to maneuver my way through there and see if he's commented on this the third interstellar atlas. Okay. It's 3I/atlas.